Yellow. Now that things are starting to open up a little during this crazy time, a lot of people in their isolation will have a huge problem with anxiety. It was already a problem for many during this time, but it's only gotten worse due to the isolation. Me as well. I found a deep sense of anxiety creep back into my life as well, but the moment I committed myself to this method every day, I rapidly changed just that to a point where I simply don't feel it anymore. This may come as a surprise for people who are struggling with it and have for years, if not decades, but when you get a feel for what anxiety is, the fix from there makes perfect sense. Think of anxiety as low status. Now, logically, there's typically no reason for you to feel low status in civilized society. If you're doing your part, only an insecure fool would judge you. There's no reason for anyone who's truly good to be judging another person who's doing their part or trying their best one way or another in civilized society. And so the premise of feeling low status makes very little sense to this present day. But again, evolution is a very slow process. Our society has advanced faster than our biology. The result, a disconnect between how we believe we should feel logically and how we actually feel physically. Thus, in essence, your brain presuming the threat of a tribe ready to smash you with a rock if you step out of line, or a big cat lurking amidst the night. The uncertainty has one feel anxiety. Thus, you are restricted in your behavior, restricted in your full expression, and feel a need to over-prepare just in case. Often, this can lead to destructive tendencies and keep us from ever fully engaging life. What is the answer then? How do we solve this problem? The answer is very simple, but perhaps one of the most difficult things you'll do if this is something you struggle with. If you struggle with anxiety, this will be very hard. I've taught power poses before, but you're going to take it to the next level. Minding your own business, not interrupting anyone, and generally being a polite member of society. Walk through life doing power poses. Imagine Usain Bolt. When you wake up, power pose. Feel it. Imagine it. When you walk outside, power pose. When you walk through the sidewalk, even if there's other people, don't interrupt them, don't try to bother them, but regardless of what you feel, power pose. Imagine Usain Bolt winning a race and hold your hands like you've just won. Do this at the gym. Imagine people you look up to. Imagine people you've seen victorious. Imagine what they're feeling and try to feel it within yourself, then do it too. Power pose. Regardless of how you feel, fight your mind and give your brain evidence that it's safe. Power pose. Show the vulnerable parts of your neck, your belly. While you walk down, show your brain that it's safe. Power pose. Do this at the gym. Do this walking down the street. Make yourself feel vulnerable and raise your hands like you are victorious. Do this walking down the street. Do this over and over again. The more people staring at you in confusion, the better. You aren't hurting anyone. You aren't disrupting anyone. You're doing your own thing. Your brain will naturally panic from this behavior. Will tell you to be careful. Don't put yourself in such a vulnerable position. You aren't looking straight ahead of you properly. Your neck is exposed. What would happen in the past? Danger. Danger lurked for doing this kind of thing. But ask yourself, be careful of what? We live in a civilized society. Most people will not care, and if they do, you can explain. You have anxiety. This helps you overcome it. This helps you overcome your anxiety. You want more positive energy. You want to share positive energy with the people you interact with, and this helps you share more of that positive energy. You're less restricted in your ability to share the kind of energy you want. Naturally, you aren't acting like you're better than anyone else. You're improving your mental health and you're improving the environment around you. It will cause chaos at first. The act of changing your own mental state will shake up the world around you in a very dramatic way. If you don't believe it, if you do not believe Lao Tzu's words, this will prove it to you very, very, very quickly, and it will scare you. But if it's a safe and civil environment in civilized society, and you yourself are civilized and minding your own business, there's nothing to worry about. The strange thing is, When you do this, over time, you'll realize that people don't react to you based upon what you're doing. It's the weirdest thing. You're always trying to behave a certain way, but they don't even care. They don't care about how you behave, more so. They care about the energy or place you come from. Thus, full of positive energy, armed with the capacity to genuinely express yourself, people will gravitate to you to enter that frame of being. Selfishly, they will want to reciprocate those emotions within themselves simply because they feel good. They feel good using their mirror neurons to pick up your frame. So that's the answer. It's such a paradox. The behavior is strange, but more people end up liking you in the end. It's so counterintuitive. It's backwards. A paradox. So that's the answer then. But if you have anxiety, this is very, very hard to do. And already, just thinking about it, you know it will be. Let yourself be scared. You aren't hurting anyone. If they look at you while you're basically just stretching your arms, what did you even really do to them? You didn't do anything bad. If you do this every day starting from when you wake up, you'll give your brain evidence. That's what your brain wants to mitigate its anxiety. It wants evidence. Your biology wants evidence. Your brain is trying to protect you, and it's still trapped in a more primitive time. This naturally, it will restrict you unless it feels safe. Feel safe by giving your brain evidence over and over again, and like magic, you'll be shocked. What haunted you for perhaps years will be wiped out in just a few days. That's how fast this works. It's a very chaotic, very full jump into the pool method, but it works very fast. The greater the suffering, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. But if you think about it, there is no risk because you're not really hurting anyone and you're not really bothering anyone. Thus, over some time, you won't even feel it if you keep doing it. It'll become normal. It'll become natural. Confidence, calm, that will become your base state. It will become your base state. That's just it. If you do something, you become it. The way you feel is habit. It is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the more you become. Thus, naturally, it will become your base state. It will become normal. If you believe this could help someone, please share the video. During this time, I believe this is something people need right now. Truly, anxiety was already bad enough. With all of this happening in the world today, all of this craziness, it's worse than ever. So if you do believe you could help someone in a safe way that doesn't bother anyone else, this is an effective way of doing so. Why not do power poses in public? If you'd like more from me, why not subscribe and hit the notifications? Thank you if you did. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, peace.